Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to this preparatory module of MECAT, Media Creative Aptitude Test. Yes, we want you to be prepared so you can earn the maximum possible scholarship during the MECAT assessment. Yes, when we talk about MECAT, I'd like to tell you it's an easy way to get admission in the premium institutes of media and entertainment. Media and entertainment institutes plus giving you scholarship of up to 100%. Whatever is your score in the assessment will become your scholarship in the admission. And the best part is the registration fee of 500 will be adjusted towards your admission fee. So to start and to make you learn today to prepare for MECAT, we have Mr. Bikramjit Singh ji with us. He is a project manager at VirtualSoft Technologies. He is involved in management of for projects of domain like web, video, 2D, and 3D animation. He has a vast experience in this field and over 20 years of experience throughout. He's been a terrific and a very, very amazing mentor to many renowned industry experts now. So let's invite Bikramjit sir. Bikramjit sir, you're most welcome to this MECAT preparatory session for visual design.
Fine, thank you, ma'am. It's
So,
been
sir,
pleasure.
thank you, sir. So it's over to you. You have your screen sharing rights with you.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much. A very good afternoon to all. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. I hope it is coming full screen because at my
It
end it is
is.
not. Okay,
It
great,
is.
great. G. Okay, so as you all know, MESC is giving a series of sessions for all of you to get prepared for the MECAT exam. And of course, you all know of the benefits of the MECAT exam. So today's topic will be on visual design. And of course, I'm from an organization. I'm representing an organization which has been into this field for approximately 20 years now. And the name of the organization is SXILLS. So let us proceed without wasting any time. Okay. Understanding visual design. Okay, let us bifurcate the words. Let's separate the words. Let's understand what is visual and then let's understand what is design. Visual, as you all know, whatever we can see. Since birth, a child starts mapping in his brain through visuals only. He or she starts grabbing the pictures of the things and then the places and slowly the academics and everything and so on. So that is what visual is all about. It is related to seeing or sight. It may be a picture, it may be a film or a display, probably used to illustrate something. So I hope visual is very much clear. So let us understand what is design. Design, first thing I'd like to share along with you that design is not art. It is complete science. Many of the people, whenever you talk about or present the word design in front of them, they will relate it directly to what? Oh, art. Okay. No, that is not art. It is science. A plan or drawing produced to show the look and function. It could be on the workings of an object or a system, or for the implementation of an activity or process. So design is very deep. It's not just one part. It could be anything. It may be related to designing from a small object to large objects to design presentations to everything has design. Even the nature has design of its own. You see different type of fruits, you see different type of colors. It has involved the nature has in itself given you the definition of design. The shapes of the fruits or the objects, the shape of the plants, trees, weeds, grass, those all depict what nature has put in front of you. So I hope that makes little bit clear to you what design is all about. We will discuss it in core in the next few slides. Okay. So the what you can say, the first advantage, the very first advantage of being one common language known by the world, even if you don't know a typical language, you can communicate it, and if the person can see it, he or she will understand that, okay, what are you trying to communicate. So this is one common language, and that is just one visual design or the visual communication, from where you can uh, present your subject, you can give your message to masses. It could be an image, it could be a film, it could be illustration. Let's take an example. Uh, let's say we just went through the plastic free day. So the banners were made all across the world. So it hardly matters what is written on it, or it hardly matters uh, how they have depicted. The important thing is that in first sight, in the very first sight, you understand, okay, this is the message that is being delivered to us or to the world, of course. We talked about the masses only. So they rarely have any boundaries. Okay, so what are the basic, or what are the employments attached to visual communication? So the first employment attached, the first opportunity of working, you being working, could be of a graphic designer. So what does a graphic designer do? He uses typography, he uses optimal space, he uses or plays with the image, he uses colors, different type of colors, he uses different type of shapes. Now all these elements come together to produce one great graphic in front of you. It could be a design, it could be a product, it could be a presentation, it could be anything. So these are the basic elements which are being used. Let us see the second most important, or you can say the latest one, the latest employment opportunity, the latest work opportunity, and that is about UI designer, the user interface. All the apps you see, all the websites you see these days, who work behind it? Of course, graphic designers are always there, but then the graphic designers which upgrade themselves or reach a certain level, they become UI designers, and they're specialized to do something, specifically in the case of user interface. Now, whenever we talk about user interface, we're talking about the applications. So you could open up any website, you can open up any app. The work you will see there is a mix of graphic designer as well as user interface designers. So in the typical case of user interface, we call it user interface designers. Although some actions are overlapping. For example, you can see on the right hand side of the screen that typography, space, playing with the image or producing an image, playing with colors are the common elements. They stay the same. Whatever type of design you're going to produce, they stay the same. So icons are there, and of course so many other designer elements which are required to make or produce a stunning app or a website, including the graphics, is the work genre of UI designer, a user interface designer. Now you would say that, okay, we were talking about visual communication. Now we have talked about graphic designer, we have talked about user interface designer. Let's see what visual designers or the visual communicators do. So, but natural, the role entails everything from making individual designs, like whatever the graphic designers were doing, whatever the UI designers were doing, to owning the visual brand. Let's say you're being approached with by a company. That company says that, okay, I want to establish a brand. So establishing a brand is the key role of the visual designer, and it always overlaps with the graphic design and the UI design. So visual designer, you can say, is a larger bracket. Okay, let's come to your topic, and you're preparing for MCAT. That's absolutely fine. The coming slides will give you a guide on visual communication, how you can prepare, how you can study ahead and prepare for the MCAT exam. But what after the MCAT? What will you do after MCAT? Of course, you'll be, let's say, you pass with flying numbers, the exam. You will be provided a scholarship, or even if the scholarship is not there, you have competed very hard for it, and you'll be given certain grades. You will come to know that, okay, where do I stand? Then post that, you will have to make a decision. Which education institute should I join to pursue my studies further in the field of the graphic or the animation field? So the next decision will be how to choose an institute, or in other words, the best learning environment. So I have rephrased it in a line that what will be your key target after passing out the MCAT exam? Once you know that, okay, here is where I stand. So your question, the key question which should strike your mind first thing after the MCAT should be, what is the best learning environment? Okay, then you will look forward to the answers. You will try to see that, okay, let me pen down certain questions for myself, what I am looking for, what type of course I am looking for, what type of institute I'm looking for, what type of probably faculty I'm looking for. Usually students don't go that deep, but in the coming slides, I'll be giving you the best of the things to look for whenever you're choosing an institute, you're choosing a learning environment. So let's see. The first key should be whether the institute gives you an option to skill up based on your work quality. Now, what exactly do I mean by skill up? Some may be good with textile designing, some may be good with drawing, some may be good with the technical drawings, some may be good with 3D, some may be good with 2D, some may be probably his or her liking should be that, okay, I want to go into something related to videos or a filmmaking. So these are separate genres. So look for an institute which provides you an option to skill up, to upgrade your skill based on your work or work quality, probably if you have some experience in the past. For example, when I entered into this field, I already had quite a few awards in my hand at my school level and my college level. And after that, I joined a specific professional course to upgrade myself. That was my skill up. Let's see the second key. Does the institute, or probably the system the institute is following, provides you a regular feedback on your work at all the term ends? It could be a feedback at the by the internal faculties. Now I'll bifurcate the feedback into 3-4 more points, but let's to begin with by the faculty. Does he provide you a regular feedback? Like, okay, I'm not finding it good, whatever you have made. Can you please redesign it? So this is the feedback. Because he is an experienced person and have been in this field since past few years, he knows that, okay, that there is something wrong in your design. There is something not correct, which is not optimal basically. So he will give you a feedback. That feedback is something like an icing on the cake. Every institute teaches you, but a regular feedback puts an icing on the cake. Let's see the next point, the next key. Does the institute or your education organization provide you regular interaction with industry people? Does the institute has a history? It could be a college, or I'm using the word institute. It could be a college, it could be a university. Does the institute provides enough seminar or the webinars to provide you with a regular interaction with the industry people? Check for the history of that organization, that institute. Okay, what all workshops have you held? What all seminars have you held? What all webinars have you held? How many guest faculties have come to your come to the organization to deliver guest lectures? Those guest lectures are very crucial. They provide you an insight because they're not from the organization itself, they're coming from the industry. The industry people are into day-to-day practical. They know that, okay, if the client doesn't like this, this is the correction you need. So they know each and every insight of the design. So does the institute provide you regular interaction with the industry people? Look for the key. The next key would be, okay, fine, we have seen that, okay, industry experience or the industry workshops, seminars are very important. But then there are few organizations, there are few institutes which provide you with an exclusive interaction with global peers. Now, global peers could be, again, some seminars or webinars from the uh, teachers or the mentors across the world. Few organizations I know, they have brilliant tie-ups with in other countries, and they exchange the culture. That, okay, whatever is going in their country or the nearby countries, and then we exchange our viewpoints. That, okay, probably in Asia this is going, and they will share that, okay, probably in Europe this is what is going in the design field, in the animation field, in the film field, or the related. So does that institute or the organization provide you an interaction opportunity of such kind? So that becomes another important key. Let's check out the next key. I've seen so many online platforms which provide you this kind of assessments. I'll let you know what. But then, do you know that the best of the Indian organizations, the institutes, have adapted assessing in their system? The first type of assessing could be named as self-assessing. Does the institute provide you a platform that allows you self-assessing? Now, what exactly is the self-assessing? Self-assessing is that, okay, you have done something, you submit it as an exam, like with whatever you will be doing with the MECAT. But before submitting, or probably after submitting, of course, after submission you won't get such kind of opportunity. But over here, whenever you finish a design, you put the same in front of you and assess the design by yourself. Be your own judge and assess that. Okay, am I finding everything right? Have I applied all the principles? And whatever elements I have used, are they optimal? Is the design looking fabulous? Whatever I have designed. Assess it, scan it, go through it once again. Likewise, you go through a final submission before the exam. You revise the paper, you revise the exam. It is something to that. But this is once you finish it. So put it in front of you and assess yourself. And based on that assessment, give yourself your marks to you yourself. Rate yourself. That, okay, this design, I don't find it good. Okay, probably I'm finding it good. But okay, this design to the industry standards or whatever you have seen on the Google, okay, this is good. I find it 60%. But then there is scope. The 40% is still the scope. Okay, let me revise it once more and let's make it and take it to one step further. Let's bring the design to 80%. So that could be your next challenge. So self-assessing becomes that important. So many institutes, many organizations provide this kind of platform. What next? Again, the organizations have gone one step further. Many organizations provide you a platform that enables Peer-based learning. Now, what is peer-based learning? For example, in the case of self-assessing, you were alone. You were assessing yourself, your own self. Now, in a group, you submit your assignment, you submit your design, other 5 people will assess you. They will provide you, they will give you, they will grade you. It could be that you like your own design and you have given yourself, okay, that this is 60%. I like my design and I rate it 60%. It could be underestimation or overestimation. The peer will give you more insight that, okay, I don't like the design. It is very usual and I can find it anywhere. You still stand on 50%. You need to do quite a bit of improvement. So they have graded you 50% and you have graded yourself 60%. So there is 10% of gap. How other people see you. This is called 360-degree assessment. This 360-degree assessing or the assessment will give you more insight to where you lack, what you need to improve, and they will the peers will pinpoint that, okay, I don't like this part. Probably everything is okay, but I don't like this part. It could be typography. For example, this page, that, okay, I don't like the font. So that could be a typical point to you guys. So peer-based learning is that important, and many organizations provide this kind of platform. At least we do. At Skill, we do. I don't know, there are many more. You can go and search for that. But then I was suggesting you the key points. Where teachers are not just teachers. They are more than teachers. They are your mentors. They guide you on a path. They don't teach. They guide you on a path. They find your weakness and tell you to improve that part. Or they find that, okay, you should step into this particular field. For example, your drawing is not that good, probably. They would say that, okay, your drawing is average, but then you can make the storyboard. Why don't you try 3D? Where you get the output from the 2D people, which becomes your input, and you create a 3D out of it using such wonderful tools, 3D tools. So the teachers are that important. If they are from an industry background, that gives you, a straightforward, you should say yes to that organization. This is how important mentors are if they are industry expert. And then where courses are just not courses and they are more than just courses, that is, everybody knows to teach graphic design. They know the tools. If they are teaching you the tools, it is useless, I should say that. If they are not teaching you how to design, it is worthless. So check for it. that okay, regular teaching is there, that is fine. Are the courses aligned to the industry? Have the courses been designed or curated out of the industry? So this is the keyword you should look for. Remember that. Then, of course, I would say, as I've just said the same in the last third or fourth slide, most of the learning spaces do not have all of these. Still, you may go out and see. This is what your search will be after passing the MECAT exam. I know, of course, I've been in this industry since past 2 decades. At least I know one space which I can guarantee you has all of these. Is my organization, my institute, Skill. You can always look for other institutes. You're free. There may be other institutes. You're free to choose, but choose wisely. That is my only point. So whatever I have told you in the previous slides, keep those points in mind while choosing where you are going to further study your academics, where you are going to do your academics. Okay, why Skill has a taxonomy of its own. Skill has a taxonomy of its own where there is the stages have been designed for let's say as a linear progression development, where stage 1 presents you with the core module, where all the mentors are experienced as such, likewise I've told you. Then we proceed on to stage 2, the professional module. Then finally on to stage 3, the industry module. So this is how we proceed with every module of ours. It could be graphic design, it could be film, it could be 2D, it could be 3D. I'll show you one example of how I've been talking about industry curated. I've been using this word. Let me show you one example, how we have designed ours. Just see. This is how we have designed our course. We have designed a matrix. A user can go or jump from any one thing to another as shown in the dotted lines connecting, and how he can proceed to level 2 and finally level 3, the industry module. So if you can relate, the skill pipeline is there at the bottom, of course being taught by the mentors. Then above that again the skill up pipeline. The first was the skill pipeline, then the skill up pipeline, which provides the industrial or the professional module, the training, which is more on the practical side, which is more on the industry side. And then finally, of course, the industry itself. We have those tie-ups. Those are the keys. Yes, that, sorry, I forgot one point. Whenever you're choosing any organization, just check for the previous placements they have done. their previous students, where have they landed? Were there big names? If the chart is near to blank or probably have one or two good names, that means that organization is restricted to some kind of a path. It may have a tie-up to probably the VFX industry. What will happen to the 2D and the 3D people then? So then you can relate yourself that, okay, where am I heading? Where should I head? And is it the right place to be? So that becomes very important. The placements, the tie-ups. Got it? Fine. So enough of that uh, choosing of the career. I hope that is very clear to you how you are going to choose an organization. Let's come to today's topic, the core topic, visual communication. So what all we'll be covering today? Although these are the keywords I have put over here. This is the cloud of the keywords. Some of them come together, some of them come as an individual. So whatever slides I'm going to show you will give you a deep introduction, more than introduction, to what visual communication is all about. So I'll begin it one by one. I won't be covering everything, not every keyword, but then the most important ones I'll be covering so that you're ready, you prepare and you get onto a path to crack the MECAT exam. Let us see the first element, which is the shape, the triangle, the rectangle, the circle. We all know they have a meaning. Shapes with rounded edges are softer. That is, they are more approachable. The teddy bears, the ball, they are more approachable. While the shapes with sharp lines and edges depict strength and presence. A solid, let's say, a piece of iron, could be a sword, it could be a knife, or anything, a solid table. So they depict strength and presence. Any building, it depicts strength and presence. That means it is not going to move, whatever you may do. So whenever we think about the shapes, of course we have done it in our 10th standard, +2 standards who have done the maths, the geometric shapes. Then besides those, the organic shapes. And then of course the abstract shapes, which has no particular form of it. So every shape symbolizes something. It symbolizes ideas and or the concepts. The designer may use it carefully and accordingly to the situation. So the choice of shape becomes very crucial. Let's take an example. When we are going to design a logo or an icon probably. So first we will cover the geometric shapes. I'll show you that, okay, how they have been used by so many brands in their designs. The geometric shapes, the circle, the rectangle, the triangle, they symbolize something. The shapes with straight lines and angles usually symbolize structure and order, while the shapes with the curves are softer. and represent connection and community. They have a particular meaning to it. Okay, so let us see how the companies or the applications have applied to it. The usual TV you see, the TV at your home or probably at your institute, the PC, the monitor, the laptop, the logos, so many important logos, the Domino's, Windows, Lego, Instagram, any of it. They have successfully used these shapes. Fine. I've only listed the squares and the rectangles over here. I'll be showing you more. They, beside going through the whole of the slide, let's concentrate on the keyword that I've put on the top of the slide, stability. What does squares and rectangles represent? They represent stability, the solidity. Okay. Then the triangular shapes, the natural shapes of the mountains, that is triangle. The pyramids you see, the logos in front of you, for example, Adidas, Adobe, Google Drive, Qantas, all those. The shapes, the exclamation sign, or the road sign, so many road signs have been put on beside the road in a triangle shape. So they have a meaning assigned to it. Let's see what meaning. They represent the strength, the tension, the action, or even the aggression. Then the circular shapes, Earth, of course, the moon, all the planets, even the sun, they're round in shape. And so does the logo of many companies. You can see for yourself on the screen. NASA, the biggest organization of America, they have used it successfully. Burger King is there, Wikipedia is there, Mercedes is there, and so does so many more. These are only few to list over here. So what do they represent? A circular or the oval, they represent wholesome, the completeness, love, the commitment or the community, the unity. So I'll ask you one question based on whatever you have learned till now from the previous screens. Which one is more friendlier, the circle or the square? So the probable answer would be, of course, the circle. Whatever we have studied, that's softer in shape. The softer edges, the softer corners, it's soft. It is more friendlier. Yes, of course, it is more friendlier. The logical answer. If I rephrase the question and put it like this, that which one is more trustworthy, then your answer will immediately shift to square. It won't move like a building. The circle would move like a rock or probably a ball or probably a wheel. But then the square, it is solid at its own place. Let's check out another one. What happens now? I have modified the shape of square by putting round edges to it. Now let's rephrase or let's recheck the answer of the question, which one is more trustworthy? So your answer will be the rounded square, the round square with the rounded edges, isn't it? Because it has two added features to it. The square was already there. We have amalgamated it with a circle. So it has two features rather than one. So of course, your first choice will be the rounded rectangle or the square. So you see how this is how every small change could be important to a designer. The designer should be very creative with his or her thoughts, very intellectual. He is designing something. It could be a brand, it could be a system, it could be a product, it could be a presentation. This is how small things may matter, may make big change or worth the change. Okay. If you, let's say, what happens when you practically apply these? You have seen these uh, shapes in the forms. Let's perform one action. Let's open up probably Google Chrome or any other browser. Just see how they have used these shapes, where they have used these shapes. Check out all the buttons, check out the address bar, check out the tabs, check every element of the browser and see where have all these shapes been used and how. You will come to know instantly that, okay, yes, even these simple shapes, these are day-to-day part of what application we were using on a daily basis, on a day-to-day basis. Now you will realize that, oh, it was always there and we couldn't see that. Okay, my logo, of course. I've designed this logo with a particular intention. Let's do some brainstorming. You have seen that, okay, in the previous slide, I've showed you that square was there. I modified it and added a feature by giving it rounded edges. So now it is a rounded square. Now, if you see inside, what's inside the rounded square, you see two actually triangular shapes which are striking to each other. So there is an energy in those two arrows, although it is X. But I have given it more meaning by dividing it into two triangles, of course, the two shapes. So I've given it a meaning. Rather than giving it one energy element, I have given it two energy elements, one in the blue and one in the white. So see, this is how designer has to use his or her brain to bring out the creativity. Although there is one more element to it, and that is the color, which we will be discussing in the further coming slides. Using color for attention. So color is your next element which you should use very carefully while designing or putting up something on your screen, on the app or the product or for example, you daily go on road, you commute on the road by probably cycle or rickshaw, auto, whatever. Let's say you see regular color, you see gray cars, you see black cars, you see maroon, red, these kind of cars. But whenever you see a yellow car, it strikes stuck like that. That is attention. You have to use color for attention. For example, I give you another very common example. You have to stop on the light signals. Which color tells you to stop? Which color tells you, which color attracts your immediate attention and tells you that, okay, there is a danger? That is red, because it is loud. It loudly says, stop, isn't it? So every color has a meaning to attach to it. For example, the blue on the left hand side, it depicts trust, peace, safety, and of course, relaxation. Whenever you see to the sky is blue. You feel relaxed. Then there is white. It depicts purity, simplicity, innocence, clean, honest. I'm wearing a white shirt, which means whatever knowledge I'm imparting to you, I'm imparting it honestly. Then, of course, the red color, I've already given you an example. So, choose your color wisely. And of course, there is a tip, double check that what is in the background. For example, you have used let's say, a red background or a maroon background, and then you are putting something with a red color. Those colors are from the same family, from the red family. It won't make an impact. So for example, if you see this slide, I've given it a gray color as a background. So the red color or the white color or the blue or probably the orange, it is standing out. It is coming out. It is clear to you. If I could have used as a black background with a gray font or a typography, you could have hardly seen anything. You could have hardly read anything. So double check. The last thing I would like to tell you in colors is that please be careful. The color values have psychological feelings attached to it. It could be based on region to region, it could be based on country to country, could be based on, for example, a community to community. Some people may take white as a good, some people may take white as something else. Some people may take red as a good, some people may take red as something else. They have different meanings. I wouldn't say good or bad, they have different meanings. So look out for what society you are working for. For example, you've been given a project which is right from America and the client is American. Check for the colors, check for probably you could ask the client that, okay, give me some references. From there on, you will come to know that, okay, these are the things which are in trend over there, which are acceptable by that community, the American community. So color could be the important element. Let's make a practicality check. Now the shape over here is the same. The form is the same. I've used red color. But which one is louder? Of course, you will say that, okay, the one on the right, the filled one. You know why? Because it has volume. It has more color in it in comparison to the left one. So that answers your question. Now here in this screen, I've used two different colors, similar form, similar volume. Which one is safer? We have studied in the past that, okay, that ovals or the circles are the safer shapes. But in here, both are the same form, both are the same shapes, both are circles. But then we have read that, okay, blue is the color of peace. So blue is more safe, or the blue circle is more safe. Now here where the debate will come. So there is always few elements, few things in design which come to a point of debate. Over here, both forms are the same, that is the circle. Both colors have almost similar meaning. Some would say that, okay, blue is safe because I feel like sky is safe or peace or relaxed. Some would say that, okay, green is safe or relaxed because uh, he may have an notion that, okay, I love greenery, I love plants, I love trees, I love greenery, I love my environment. So here is where we debate. Okay, next one. Now, two different colors, two different forms. Which one is safe? Circle, of course, we know it is round, but it has been filled with the red one. Green, it is the square with the hard edges, with the corners, but of course we have used green color. Here is where you will debate. My only purpose to tell you this is that whenever you're designing something, please be very careful how and what element you are using to design. Now, although this is a problem statement, which I should directly jump to because the time is running out. This is a problem statement using the abstract shapes, the cross and the tick, using the geometric shape, circle filled with different colors, signs, order, and alignment to the circle. Let's check it out. See, careful, please be careful with your answer. Is there a problem in the screen you are seeing? What could be the possible answer to it? Although this is my question to you to do as a live exercise. This could be your homework. That, okay, there is a circle. There are two circles basically. One is filled with green, one is filled with red. So there is, circle is one element, color is the second element. Third is the abstract shape, the cross and the tick we have used. So using these three is the screen giving you a correct answer. So this is your homework. Try to brainstorm on this. What changes we can make to make it more appropriate, to make it more acceptable to other people. I repeat my question, is there a problem? This is my question. And looking at the two graphics, you have to give a possible answer or a possible solution. Okay, let's proceed forward. I hope the lecture is going pretty long over here. I'll take up the final element, the typography. The typography itself is the third element, but in this, I'll be telling you typography, the font, the color, the use of color, the use of weight, the weightage, the use of hierarchy, the use of scale, the use of spacing. If you remember, I've told you at the start of the slide that okay, there will be few elements which are used in conjunction to each other, which are used in composite to each other. Oh, let's finish it quickly. So the choice of font becomes very important. I'll give you one simple tip, that stick to two easy to read fonts. It could be that you are designing a newspaper, you're designing a graphic, you're designing Instagram poster, you're designing Facebook poster, you are designing a magazine. Stick to two easy to read fonts. A golden rule. Besides that, you can use the color, the font weightage. For example, I've given it, the first line I've given weightage as bold. I've given it size as large size. Then the second line is a little bit smaller. I've given it a particular color. Let's say this is a simple exercise before I wind up quickly. I've written, this is the headline. This line has a subheading. So first one will be your headline, the second one will be your subheading, and then the para. If you have to rearrange it, how will you rearrange? Using the color, scale, hierarchy, typography. So without anything, without using any color or something, the weightage and everything, I have given you first solution. You have to upgrade it using probably the colors, using probably a better weightage, using probably a better spacing between the text itself, between the lines and everything. This is your next exercise or your homework. So I finish it all over here. I thank you from my side, my organization, the skill. Pooja ma'am, I know I've taken a little bit longer, but I hope I've covered each and every topic and the students have thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes, sir, indeed. I am sure students must have enjoyed. We had many sessions earlier with Bikram sir, and they have been amazing. So, sir, having you with me is it's like a proud moment for me always.
Well, it's a proud moment for me that I'm giving some tips to the MCAT preparing students. So I will always wish that okay, the best of may win, but then fight is always there. So score high.
Yes, the good thing is everybody is a winner here. They are going to
Yes,
earn
yes.
the scholarship of the equivalent to the score they earn, and MESC
Great.
and of course the training partners are there to support them so they get the maximum benefit out of it. So with this, I'll take your
Great.
leave in another 5 minutes. We have another webinar. So let's meet in another 5 minutes. So take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
My
so much,
pleasure.
sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.